Hey, what's up guys? BJ Dell back with a new Friday storytime video. If you guys are new to my storytime videos, I don't actually walk you through anything. I tell you a story as you watch me draw something on the screen. Today's storytime video is all about the time when a witch stole my wedding ring. And there's really not much more to say about that. You just have to watch the video. Oh yeah, I draw a taco. Alright guys, so let's jump into today's video, into the drawing, and more importantly, into the story. If you watched the intro or saw the title for this, you already know a witch stole my wedding ring. Now, I've got to tell you right off the bat, number one, just putting it out there on Front Street, I'm not crazy, I'm not insane. I know, of course, there are witches, there's people that practice witchcraft, but as far as, witches, magic, all that stuff, I don't believe in them. I'm not saying that she was a witch. I said a witch stole my wedding ring because the witch told me she was a witch. So that's two very different things. She was the one that said she was a witch. I didn't just make that up. I didn't, put two and two together. No, she said I'm a witch. So that's out of the way. Let's jump into it. One of my previous videos, actually a few of them I've talked about before I started doing illustration full-time and graphic design freelance full-time. I actually was a retail manager for years and years and years. And if you guys have ever worked retail, I'm sure that you know retail is absolutely crazy. You meet some of the most ridiculous people that you would not actually meet in real life unless you work in a retail store. And this was one of those cases. Some of them are more insane than others. This one leans towards the more insane. So the lady whose today's story is about, I actually met her at Burger King. She was working the drive-through window at Burger King, and she saw my name tag and realized where I worked at the time and said, "Oh, I want to get a job there. You should hire me, blah, blah, blah." And then proceeded to come in pretty much on a daily basis to the store telling me that I should hire her. Usually when somebody says you should hire me, that means you're probably never going to hire that person ever. Most people that you would want to hire don't usually come out and say that. It's kind of one of those things that always happens at stores. If somebody wants a job there, instead of, "Hey, are you guys hiring right now? Have a conversation." No, it usually starts with, "You should hire me." And those are the people that you never actually hire. And this was the case with her. And kind of some background on her. Okay, this was a woman that was in, just guessing, probably late 50s, early 60s. Okay. This was not some like young teenage, early 20s chick coming in, with jet black hair, gothed out with a My Chemical Romance t-shirt that had just watched Charmed marathons and The Craft one too many times. No, this was a late 50s to early 60s year old woman. So like I said, coming in for months, then one day she came in and pulled me off to the side. She was just really, really stressed out. You could tell, kind of distraught, hair a mess, had been crying, so on and so forth. And she said, "I want to talk to you." I said, "Okay." She said, "I have a problem at home. My husband, I found out, I'm pretty sure my husband has been cheating on me. My husband, he's an awful monster to me. He treats me so bad." And she never even said that he like hit her or beat her or anything else. It was just that she thought that he was cheating on her and he treats me bad. So she didn't really go into like hardcore details of this being kind of justified. But it ended with her saying, "So I want to kill him." And I kind of just stopped right there and looked around to see if anybody else was in the store that had heard it. And unfortunately, there wasn't, because, I, especially as this went on, I just wanted other people to witness this conversation that I was having. It was so ridiculous. So, I was like, "Okay, kill him." She's like, "Yes. Well, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm actually a high priestess in the witch community. I'm actually the high priestess protector of," and she said, "the local city here. And, the witches of the state have put me in this position. I protect the community. I look over the community, and I'm the local high priestess. So I am a witch. I do practice witchcraft, and I would like to cast a spell to put him 6 feet under because he does not deserve to live anymore." Once again, I didn't know what to say. Looked around. Please, like, seriously, please let there be somebody walking past right now that heard this that would just turn around and go, what? Did she just say what I thought she said? But no, there still wasn't anybody, which sucked really bad. Because I wanted somebody to, you know, experience this with me, but did not happen. So, yeah, she then went on to tell me about how we would do the spell and what was needed for the spell and how long the spell would take to work, etc., etc. But she needed me because I guess in witchcraft, anything that you do spell-wise to harm another person actually comes back on you, like, twofold or tenfold or something like that. So she didn't want, you know, the retribution on herself from doing this. She didn't want that coming back to her tenfold. But since I wasn't actually a witch that was an appointed witch by the council, and I was not like a high priestess, it would not affect me since I wasn't a practicing witch, or I guess in my case, warlock. Yeah, if this sounds crazy, that's because it is. A woman came into my store and wanted me to help her kill her husband because she was a witch and wanted me to cast a spell on him. So I just let her kind of talk for the next half hour because, like, really more than anything else, I just wanted somebody to walk by to hear it so they could stop and join the conversation, and then we could have our own conversation after she left. But it didn't happen. So finally I had to cut it off, and, you know, I thanked her for coming in and, you know, told her, I was like, well, you know, I have never murdered somebody before, even if it is by casting a spell. And this is like the super retail way to handle stuff, right? I said, you know, I'm sorry that she was in the position that she was in, but there's always, you know, two sides to every story. And, you know, I didn't think she was lying to me or anything like that, but, you know, taking someone's life it's a pretty big decision. And if that was something that I was going to do, I really kind of wanted both sides of it and to see it for myself to make that informed decision. And I just didn't really feel that I was in the position, you know, to play God and take someone's life, even if it was through helping her cast a spell. And needless to say, she was kind of upset, and, you know, she understood and she thanked me, and, you know, I patted her on the back and said, hope everything goes better for you. Have a good day. And she left. And that was what I thought was the end of the story. Until about, I would say 5-10 minutes later, I realized that my wedding ring was gone. Now, I've been married in June, it will be 20 years. So I just, by habit now, I just do this thing where I spin or play with my ring with my thumb. It's just kind of what I'm doing as I'm standing there, and it's something that just, I don't know, I don't even think about doing it. It just happens. So anyways, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes, I immediately realized, oh, my wedding ring is gone. Okay, so I kind of was frantic. I'm like, okay, let me look through the trash. Let me look, you know, under the counter. Let me look here. Let me look there. I'll go outside and look in the dumpster. Maybe it came off earlier. Started thinking about the last time I had it, and remember, I had it right before she came in. And you know, once she left, it had only been 5 minutes. And it just so happened that a wedding ring was one of the things that she needed for the spell, supposedly. So I don't know. I'm not saying 100% she stole it. Actually, I am, because I'm, you know, pretty sure. But I looked all over, couldn't find it. And I don't know if she cast a spell on me or if she was just using this, you know, story and my empathy of sitting there and listening to her, which actually wasn't empathy. It was more politeness and customer service. But she used that distraction to possibly take it off my hand when I wasn't paying attention. Maybe she grabbed my hand for, you know, to emphasize a point and just slid it off, sleight of hand type of thing. I don't know. All I knew, it was gone, and I was super surprised and kind of super creeped out at the same time, putting 2 and 2 together. And I really, to this day, I really think that's what happened to it. She was obviously off her rocker, nuts, crazy. So anyways, I then had to call my wife. So for anybody out there watching this, listening to this, that's married, you know, you do not want to come back into your house after being gone all day and not have your wedding ring on. And if you do that, when you come back into the house and then they see it, you don't want to say, well, I was at work today and a witch stole it, because that really doesn't go over that well. So I decided to call my wife immediately and tell her, oh my gosh, you cannot believe what just happened, and you cannot believe the outcome of this. Because seems a little bit more believable if I tell her right then, right there, rather than waiting till I come home, forgetting about it as I walk in the door, and then her seeing and then saying, hey, exactly what happened here? Why isn't your wedding ring on? Have you been someplace that you weren't supposed to be? Stuff like that. So, and people too that are married, I want to put this out there just so that you know, I was kind of upset. It's a funny story and stuff like that. I wasn't super, super mad and super upset by it, because the ring that she took was not my original wedding ring. I did not lose my first ring. A magic unicorn dragon did not take that one from me. Actually, I just gained a ton of weight since I got married. I'm not like super fat or anything now, but we've been married, like I said, going on 20 years. I'm 6 foot tall. Right now I weigh like 205. When we got married, I was 125 pounds at 6 feet tall. So as you can tell, 80 pounds over 20 years, your ring does not really fit anymore. And for anybody questioning me if I'm telling the truth, I'm going to put up a picture on the screen of what I looked like 20 years ago. Super skinny. In this picture, I know it was 21 years ago in this picture, because I'm wearing a Beastie Boys Intergalactic shirt, and that came out in 98. And I remember because I was actually managing a record store at the time. So I did not have the mohawk though. I was actually cutting my hair at home, just shaving it off, and thought it would be funny to just shave it into a mohawk, take a picture, and then shave off the rest of it. Little did I know, 21 years later, I would be putting it in a YouTube video to embarrass myself in front of internet strangers. So there you go, guys. You're welcome. It's today's gift from me to you. So enjoy. So yeah, that, like I said, that was my second ring. So not really upset. I'm actually on my 4th ring now, because after that one got stolen, I just got like a temporary one that was super cheap just to have something on my finger, so I didn't play around with, you know, just bare skin. I would just not know what to do if I didn't have it on there. So then I ended up finding one that I liked, and needless to say, 20 years of marriage, and I'm on my 4th wedding ring. But we still have the first wedding ring. My wife, it actually fits her, so she wears it now. So we still have it. I didn't lose it. Like it's still around. But yeah, that's my story of a witch stealing my wedding ring. So hopefully you guys found it entertaining. Hopefully you liked the video, followed along with my little taco drawing. He was super cute and super fun to do. So thanks for watching. Let's get to the outro. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. If you found it entertaining, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you can get alerted when I post new videos. If you guys haven't done it yet too, we started that Keep Creating a Learn, Draw, Share art community on Facebook. It's a group that you can join there. Post your designs. We're doing the new weekly art challenge and want to see what you guys come up with. So hop on over to Facebook after this video and join. The link is in the description as well. But as for me, I can be found online, bjdell.com, and on Instagram and Twitter at bjdell. So until next time, keep creating.